Meeting is for outside consumption for the Eldridge Grill.
Are we, oh,
Katie.
Kim is here, are we, they've paid their fee and done their,
Well,
I don't have any,
they don't have a fee for the town. And the $20 they'll pay after we've approved them. And that just goes right to the state. This is just an additional license under the Vermont Country Store for Mildred's Grill for outside
Yeah.
consumption.
so I'm gonna move approval.
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Done deal. Katie's zooming.
Okay, there you are, Katie. Wait a second, am I gonna do this in red? No.
Sorry, yes, by all means, happy to share my phone.
Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Wow,
didn't know you were in town.
here you are.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I thought August 1st. I am so sorry.
No, that's all right. That's,
I thought
yeah,
that
I'm
too.
not supposed to be here, so.
Okay.
Is this,
Sorry.
are we under the cone of silence?
We
here?
are, yeah, don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
Too late. On camera.
Everybody snuck into town.
Now I gotta steal that back.
oh, yeah.
I can print some stuff if you want.
Are you here for the duration? Or are you
No,
going
no,
back?
I'm going, I just have a couple, I have some meetings tomorrow too, so I thought I'd come to this one. Here in person.
We just approved the liquor license for Mildred's Grove for the outdoor consumption.
In 2 minutes? Am I
We
that
did.
late?
Yes. you
Whoa.
are.
The liquor control.
Well,
board.
okay, I vote yes.
Yes,
Alright,
you
good.
can.
Wow.
Nice deck that they're building out there, huh?
Oh,
Mildred's
yeah.
Grill, the
Yeah,
deck,
yeah.
the outdoor deck
Oh,
on
yeah.
Mildred's Grill.
Oh, yeah,
Have you
oh, it's
seen it?
great, yeah. Oh, you're talking about Mildred's, yeah, it's
Yes.
wonderful. Yeah.
Okay. I'll adjourn the liquor control meeting. We got a few minutes before we officially start the select board meeting.
Percent interest.
All right.
And then at January 1, it drops to 1%.
Is there a manual for this?
I
Yes,
was just gonna say.
Yeah, there is.
And does the Vermont League of Cities and Towns have training for this position?
I don't know if they have training. I'm printing the manual right now.
Okay.
There has been some training, and I can forward one of the videos that I had watched with regard to the new law regarding when and how you can put properties up for tax sale.
And you know, just sort of, by the way, if you're a day late paying your taxes and you come in and pay it the next day or within a week or two, the penalty is still due. It's kind of draconian, but the collector of delinquent taxes gets that penalty. That is
Right.
that goes to whether you've done whether you or the collector of delinquent taxes has done anything or not. That is your the comp program for the
So
collector.
is the penalty by statute, by state statute? I know they mentioned.
It's local ordinance, I believe. Those penalties are different from town to town. I believe.
So it's.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but
Chris
I-
might know.
I don't know.
Oh.
but just
They can put in a bill to raise it for Weston now?
Kim
No,
Kim.
no.
Kim wants to say something.
I believe it can be up to 8% per our state statutes. You could alter it as voters, but the town has always had 8%. And in most years, we get the tax bills out early enough that people have several months in advance. And this year, it's just not working out that way.
Also, the reason that went up to 8% was there was a practice for a while. Now, this was years ago, but practice for a while of people not paying their property tax because they could invest some money and make more money after they paid the penalty than if they paid taxes on time. So that's why they raised the tax up. And we have kind of bent over backwards. The taxes used to be due the first day of the month. Now we stretch it out a few days, third, fourth, fifth. So that gives the people with investments time to sell them, get it in their account and pay their taxes. We have met them halfway on that thing.
I was thinking more, not as money wise, I was thinking more time wise. Is that a local thing, like, you
How
know,
much
you
time
said
you
it's
have to pay.
draconian, it's like,
It's not really draconian. Your taxes are due on, I think it's October 7th this year. Is that am I right? Kim, you there? Well, in any case, when they're due, they're due. And if you walk into the town clerk's office
right,
on the morning of the day after, if I'm right about the 7th and on the morning of the 8th. No?
No, it's the 3rd of October. It's
Okay.
it's the first Friday this year of October.
Okay. So if you walk in on Saturday morning or you stop by Kim's house, since town office isn't open, you owe the full penalty. And I gotta tell you, I have missed it. And
Large print.
It's-
Don't be scared.
it's upsetting to have that kind of a penalty, but that's the rule and it applies to everybody.
I mean,
but is that a town thing?
yes, we set the tax due date every year.
No, but I think,
Because like in Fairfield, for example, you have
The grace
30
period.
days.
okay, we have 30 days from September 3rd.
Oh, I get that that's the
So,
case.
It's, you
Yeah.
can pay it ahead of time, no
Right,
problem,
right,
but the due date or
is the due date.
is the due date instead of 30 days from the due date. But if in Fairfield, I'm guessing if you miss by one day, if after your 30 days, you know, whatever happens, right?
I don't know, it's been a long
Yeah.
time. I
Anyway, that's the way it is here in West.
I have never bounced a check in my life or been late,
Oh.
so.
Okay, you've got the job.
Wow,
I cannot say
I moved that we hire this woman.
that.
I just was curious.
Yeah.
You know, if it was a state statute, because again, in the job description or asking for a letter, it talked about municipal procedures and learning them, because I don't know them, so.
You know,
I guess
it's not
they
a,
start here.
it's not a huge lift. And there's plenty of
It's
help
only
out
a
there.
huge lift if you don't know it.
Probably get the current person to help you out a little bit.
I don't know, is
Yeah.
that a possibility?
I think Linda would be sociable enough to help her,
Sure.
or
I also trained Linda, and I'll certainly continue to do the same for Gretchen. It would be appropriate for Linda to tell her where everything is at and what she's been doing up to this point,
That would be
or whoever
very
you decide to hire.
Right, right. Yeah, because I just, with my last job, for a year, I helped the new person, train the new person. Right.
so how would it work if we vote to hire you? You take, our next scheduled meeting will be the second Tuesday in August. And if you decide you don't want it, you let us know and we'll go on the search again. If we don't hear from you, we figure you're gonna go for the ride.
I think she should formally accept it, not just if we don't hear from her, because who knows, she could, whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna move just to make it official that we offer Gretchen the job, subject to her accepting it within the next 30 days.
Okay, so.
Or not. I mean, obviously, if you don't
It's up to
accept
you,
it,
yeah.
then, but it's up to you, but
Right,
we'd
well-
love to have you.
Oh, well,
And you
thank
can look at this, I would love to have you, I can't speak for everybody, but.
I asked her.
Yeah.
So do we need to have somebody second that motion?
I did.
Oh, you did. Sorry. I apologize.
Kim's got a question.
So pending her acceptance for 30 days, who will do the job for the next 30 days?
When is,
She's got the end of the month,
end of this month?
so maybe we can get a quicker acceptance.
Oh, well, how would it be, could you respond by the end of the month? Do you think?
It's a week. 10 days.
10 days.
Well, so she's still collecting from last year, is
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
And she's gonna stop doing that at the end of the month.
Right,
Right,
So, well, I need to either talk to Kim or talk to Linda, you said her name?
Linda.
Linda Crandall, right,
To get an idea. of-
sure,
I mean, I'd rather do it that way than
Yeah.
read through everything.
yeah, that makes
It's so
sense.
much easier if
Yeah.
somebody can kind of walk you through it.
well. I'm guessing that, if we pass the motion and we don't hear from you, by the end of, this month, the job will still be open and we would still be willing to offer it to you.
Well, I'm willing to give it a whirl for sure, but I mean, I do need.
Some guidance.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly, I don't
Well,
wanna.
Kim has said
I
she's
don't wanna
willing to
do it
help
wrong.
and Linda will,
Linda Crandall.
yeah, Linda Crandall.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, she's got some books and stuff and I'm sure she'll help you
Okay.
out.
So I guess I need to call her,
or speak to Kim.
okay?
Speak to Kim, then go see Linda, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't know where she's at on payment plans and things like that.
Right, well, that's what I was wondering about is, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm
where she's
confident
at.
she'll help you as well.
Okay, does anybody have her number? Kim?
Hold on,
I have it at the office.
okay.
Okay,
So start with Kim.
yeah, okay.
So they're gonna amend your motion.
Um,
Do we need to hear by the end of the month? Instead of 30 days?
yeah, just to be clear, I will, move that we, offer Gretchen the job of collector of delinquent taxes, subject to her approval by the end of the month.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll definitely let you know,
Congratulations.
I can't stand it when the people don't communicate.
Oh, yes,
You
absolutely.
know, yay or nay, something, you know?
Yeah,
Just tell me, you know, and if I take a look at it and don't think I can do it, I'll certainly let you know. Great, you know, so,
I think once you get used to it, it's pretty much standard.
like anything, once you know what you're doing, you know,
yeah.
it's different. Do you know what software, does she use any kind of software, or just a paper and a pencil, which I'm very comfortable
No
with?
idea.
I have no idea.
Okay.
She uses
so
the
I'm-
NEMRIC system and Excel. She uses the
Okay.
tax administration module, and we have a computer set upstairs that you can use, or you can work it remotely.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Don't sit for dogs on me when you see me again.
Or the bears.
You know those dogs are not gonna do anything to you. Oh, yeah, the dogs are, not the bears. Well, so far, we haven't had too much trouble with that.
I didn't share, kind of share with you, so.
Oh, yeah. absolutely.
Speaking of dogs, and I'm going to scoot out.
Yeah.
because I've got one at home, but is getting old and I worry about. So that's the other thing, if I can work remotely.
Yeah.
It would
Perfect.
be helpful.
Gretchen, I'm sorry I'm not there to meet you, but Katie Fitzpatrick, nice to meet you.
Hi, Katie. I
She
was
lives
there
on
when
level
you-
corner.
Yeah, I was there when, at the town meeting, when you and Linda both got voted in, and Brian too, yeah. So. thank you.
Sorry I can't be there, but I look forward to seeing you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gretchen. Nice to meet you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Gretchen. Thank you for your response on,
You're welcome.
I've asked Shauna. Get it either off my iPad or from you, and we'll put it in the warning for town meeting next year. If we got into a situation where something happened, we didn't have a town clerk, our hands are tied for quite a while. And I asked Chris to get a law change because the town clerk is supposed to live in the town. And so he suggested getting approval from the voters to do like we do with select people. That if somebody resigns midterm, we can appoint somebody till the next election, but we have to have it voter approved.
Oh, I see, okay,
I'm just trying to set us up so that if something ever happened,
yeah, good.
you know, we got a way out.
All right, a couple of things, mostly I just wanted to touch base about legislative stuff, but you might recall, I got a bunch here, that we got this grant. So I think there's 3,000 something left on this. This is what I emailed around that we have to report on. This is what you can use it for, so you guys should revisit this at some point, because you have some money to spend. But there's also some annual reporting that goes with it. It's very easy to do. But I just wanted to remind you that you guys have this money. And originally we were thinking about putting some solar on the
Town garage.
town garage.
Yeah.
It was, we used some of this money for a structural engineer to look at that. He said it wasn't strong enough to hold solar cells up there. I don't know if the issue of getting heat pumps here is still on the table or not, but so this is a list of some of the things it can be used for, so just keep it on your radar. We should probably try to use it sooner rather than later, so.
Is there a deadline on it?
I thought there was, but the reporting just said, if you spend anything in the last year, just let us know, so it didn't sound like. But it's the first step. If there's more grant money out there,
Right,
or
sure.
at least there was before 6
And
months ago.
MERP is Municipal Energy Resilience Program,
I think so.
process,
Program.
program, okay.
Yeah, the URL's at the bottom, if you wanna go
Mhm.
online and
Oh, yeah, right there.
get some more information on it. But so, that's just, and I emailed.
Could we possibly apply those funds to like the generator, something we've already done?
You'd have to ask about that, I
Okay.
don't,
Would probably. be
generator
kind of-
doesn't sound.
Sound
like it would pass muster, but you might be able to.
We were talking about heat pumps, weren't we?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, Kim's got a,
Well,
Hand
you
it.
used ARPA money for the generator. I don't
Oh.
know how you would go back and undo that without,
Oh, so
Problem.
that's been completely covered by grant money.
correct,
Okay,
ARPA.
strike my comment then.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, I got a question. We will be getting a bill probably for our next meeting, but my understanding is the work that we asked and I found somebody to do at the Lowell School has been completed. And
oh, the floor and the furnace underneath the ground,
the
yeah.
fan and all that, would that qualify?
That's pretty likely. We'd want to double check. I'm not in the swing of things on this now, but we should, it's possible. I mean, you could spend it on a meeting, like educating the town on energy efficiency or something like that, or spend it on, posters, materials.
And what did you say, 3,000 it is, did you say, Chris?
Yeah, originally it was 5 and we spent some, yeah, so it's 3,000 plus, yeah.
Okay.
And then,
I guess we'll just have to get a list and find out what's covered and what's not.
I can take a look.
Yeah.
Well, not tomorrow, I leave, but when I get back,
okay,
I'll put that on my list.
Check the,
And the reporting is on my list.
the
for
URLs on the bottom of
Tuesday.
this, if you want.
Yeah, thank
want
you.
an extra one. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I just wanted to touch base about the legislative session, and you guys had any input or ideas about the next one coming up in terms of things you want to see me work on. In terms of this session, I'll just be really brief. Obviously the big deal was the ed bill. They were just there 2 weeks late, and then we wasn't done, and then we had to go back 2 weeks after that. It was somewhat controversial, and at the end of the day, I voted for it. There's a whole lot to go into there, which we don't need to go into tonight. But just buried in there was a change in homestead taxation. So I don't know if that's on the radar, but how we do homestead tax is going to change. I don't think
How is it, do you know how it's
next year. I
gonna
think it's
change?
going to be 27. They're still working on some of the rules, but basically the first 425 grand of your homestead value, not your full property value, the homestead value, is going to be exempt. And then there's a sliding scale up to what's now 125,000. They're thinking of making it 175,000. Percentage, the higher income you get, the less the percentage discount off your property tax rate. It's supposed to all happen in the same year. It's supposed to be more transparent. And so that's probably a 2027 thing, although it might be 2026. And there were tax departments working on some specific rules on that. But there was there's a lot in the ed bill. So I mean, we can go over that at another point if people.
Do we
are
know
interested.
when the and this may be a question for Kim as well, but when we're gonna know what the tax rate is against our brand new grand list?
I don't believe you will know what the tax rate is until the listers can finalize the grand list. And unless they want to take a chance, they've gone through their regular appeals, now it's gone to the Board of Civil Authority.
Mhm.
And until they meet, I don't know which way they will go on that. I mean, unfortunately, I'm one of them that gone to the Board of Civil Authority. And
Yeah, so I don't know what the statewide, the legislature bought down property taxes by $100 million. So what was going to be an average of 5 point something was bought down to 1.1 on average across the state. So
increase,
increase.
yeah.
now let me ask you
That's
this,
one time.
One time.
When you say
I
bought down, you
voted
don't mean
against
they
it.
brought it down, they bought it down.
I voted against it.
Oh,
I thought it
okay.
was
so
poor fiscal.
that's for tax year 25, right?
Correct.
So for tax year 26, the general public will get hit with that 100 million plus whatever the
exactly. That's why I
What
voted
the hell
against it.
did they do that for?
Well, the governor was big on it because he was, this big property tax revolt during the last election, and it wasn't just the governor. He pushed hard, but Democrats and Republicans were both on board with, because people were so pissed about the taxes.
It's gonna come back at some point, right?
Yeah, it's just
Kicking it down the.
poor.
That's not
poor fiscal
keeping it a
policy.
level playing field.
No, now, Nick, we should talk about this at some point, but Vermont's fiscal situation is bad and getting worse quickly with what's happening at the federal level. So we spent that $100 million. With once the Medicaid cuts kick in, which is 27, 28, that's gonna be $250, $300 million a year. SNAP, which kicks in next year, is over $100 million.
And those are all definite.
Those are in the big beautiful bill. The healthcare situation in Vermont is really bad already. We passed two healthcare bills, which were both good. One was based on pharmaceuticals, keeping pharmaceutical costs down, and another was based on how we price things at the hospital level, and they call it reference-based pricing. So it'll be a multiple of what Medicare charges for any procedure, and that'll be locked in. So like UVM Medical Center charges astronomical rates for some of this stuff, and so that's gonna be limited. But even with both of those in place, rural Vermont hospitals are teetering. Blue Cross Blue Shield is teetering. The small health centers are struggling, and all of them are bolstered by Medicaid, which is about to be decimated. So this is going to get really ugly before it stabilizes. And unlike education, where we can really tackle the system soup to nuts, we have very limited leverage on the healthcare system. That's just kind of out there. We'll still be working on it, but it's tied in. Obviously the state's fiscal position impacts town fiscal position, especially. I wanted to go over some of the flood bill stuff, but FEMA's basically gone now. So the next flood is on us. So it might be a good idea to start a disaster reserve fund and start putting money in every year while we can.
That's been mentioned,
muster it.
along with the stockpile materials to
Yeah,
rebuild the
yeah.
roads.
I remember you mentioning that. We can find space for that,
Mhm.
because we need to be planning for the next one now.
Plan for it now and not play catch up.
Yeah, because if FEMA's even gonna exist, and if they do, it'll be a
Bare
shell
bones.
of its existing self, and we already know how hard it was to get money out of them. 2023 floods. So yeah, that's definitely something that needs to be on. That said, between the money we put in the budget and the flood bill we passed, there was some good stuff in there. There was 15 million to cover claims that FEMA denied for towns, 30 million to cover FEMA matches. There's more reimbursement for municipalities that gave tax abatements to local residents. $1 million for the municipal grant list stabilization program. So there's a bunch of stuff in the flood bill and in the budget for towns that had local option taxes, like Londonderry. They get an extra 5%.
It's a local option tax?
It's a 1% tax that a lot of towns
Oh,
charge on
right,
top of their.
right, that's right,
Yeah.
got it.
It gives municipalities more tools in the aftermath of a disaster, including more flexibility to carry over unspent general fund dollars. You get more ability to do emergency spending and to borrow money quickly. If you need to borrow, you know, a lot of towns had to borrow a lot of money to clean up after the floods. So there was some good flood related stuff that we got passed, and hopefully the LCT will be getting that information down to all the towns in a timely way. And then there was a big good housing bill. We actually ended up, you know, despite what I thought halfway through, we ended up getting a lot of good stuff done, in my opinion. The housing bill is mostly for kind of mid-sized towns. There was, although, and towns that have water and sewer and other infrastructure, a lot of the housing bill was based on facilitating towns borrowing money for projects that were tied to housing. So if a developer came and wanted to put a few units up, but he couldn't, you know, it didn't have sewer out there, you could borrow and or get a grant to extend the sewer line out there to tie into a housing project. So, you know, but for Weston, you know, most of this is not applicable. So really go into that. And you know, there was lots of other stuff, but those are the highlights. My favorite bill was the one we passed to ban cell phones in schools from bell to bell. So
Oh, it's done. Yeah.
it's done. The Agency of Education is doing rulemaking on it there, and so it'll go into effect next school year. But
Do you think that we'll have a school here in Londonderry?
good question.
What did you ask?
If we will
I
have a school in
certainly hope
Londonderry.
so.
Oh, you mean Floodbrook?
You know, it'd be K
Yeah,
to
I need to
six,
read up
but
on that. I keep hearing
I
stuff.
need to circle
K to
back.
6 will leave us with 120 kids in that giant building.
Well, so it's a good example of why we're working on education, you know, like this is happening all across the state. You have, you know, we have a system built for 125,000 kids. We have 83,000 kids now, and it's dropping quick. And you would have wrong size facilities in the wrong places. And
And the trends are not good.
the trends are not good.
I mean, we're not gaining, I mean, we're losing kids every year.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Vermont has the lowest fertility of any state in the country.
Really? I did not know that. I mean,
The
I-
thing is Vermont is a known fact, they're anti-business. I mean, they just voted down that Amazon warehouse up in northern Vermont.
Yeah, Essex.
Has 200 jobs, families with kids. Nobody's gonna be working there, so there's no kids coming in.
hearing
And
that.
other places, if there's no factories or whatever,
No jobs.
no jobs, no families. You gotta have jobs to have families around, but they're relying on retirement income.
Yeah.
And tourism.
Yeah. Oh, I should say that, I forgot to mention that in the Ed bill, there's also in the taxation part, they separated out homestead. You know, it used to be just homestead, non-homestead. So now they separated out homestead into to a second home category. So now I think there's 3 categories. I forget what the third one is, but we basically created the ability to tax second homes more
Yeah, I read that.
higher.
They're already,
They did that before.
they're already doing that.
Well, no, they were using the homestead rate, but now, which includes businesses and camps and all, there was dozens of different properties all lumped in the non-homestead, I'm sorry. And so now they divided it out so that they clearly defined another category of second homes. So what they're gonna do with that, I guess what we're gonna do with that, I'm not sure, but clearly the Ways and Means Committee, they wanted to set it up to be able to tax second homes more. Or to go into the education fund.
What qualifies as a second home? I mean, you mentioned camps. There's quite a difference.
Right, so hope, you know.
So they broke it out more.
Camps wouldn't be in there.
Right, they broke it out further, right?
There's a whole definition, I forget what it is. You have to, Yeah, I mean, I could look up the definition for you. So you just, you know, FYI, considering Weston is what, 40%
Mhm.
second home, something like that, 45%. That's certainly gonna be an issue,
Mhm.
you'll hear about,
Yeah,
that I'll hear about.
especially with all the other tax stuff going on, yeah.
And, yeah, so just, if you guys have things you're thinking about related to I mean, state operations, or you need help communicating with one of the departments, or, let me know. Or if you have some bills that, you know, passed, and Vermont, you can still do stuff, you know,
Yeah.
the number of the
You
bills
move
we
the needle.
passed came from municipalities. Cell phone bill came from two mothers that started working on it last year. You know, so if you have an idea, don't hesitate to get in touch, and I'll do a little research, and I'll let you know what, you know, what the lay of the land is, but.
I have a question. Vermont's looking for revenue and stuff. How come at the southern part of Vermont, where I-91 comes in, they don't have a big building like New Hampshire does on 87?
Like a toll?
No, it's not toll.
Oh, well, I don't know what you're referring
Welcome
to.
center.
Yeah, they have a welcome center there who gets over 11 million people a year. They got grocery store, liquor store, the whole 9 yards here. They get
Oh,
over
wow.
11 million people a year through there. New Hampshire owns it.
Yeah,
Where
Yeah,
is
we
it?
have our welcome
Yeah.
center on 91, but it's
Yeah, but it's just
pretty
a
sleepy. place.
bathrooms and, yeah. I know the one you mean. And it's got the food court in there, which is really popular, and
Gas station, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards.
you know,
I
what
mean,
I heard is that, someone was asking about putting a toll on, and then the welcome center issue came up. It's like Vermont, we had a choice whether to use federal funds or state funds matching a federal grant to put those in. And we chose to use also federal funds. So if you use federal funds, then you couldn't do any commerce, you couldn't do a toll or what you're talking about.
for the welcome center, you
For the
mean.
welcome centers.
Oh,
So we
interesting.
can't make any,
So-
no revenue out of that place. That's a shame. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's a good point.
I think that's why it is. 'Cause that-
well, they introduce new bills all the time, change it.
Yeah, well, that one's fed, but right now with the, you know, current Congress, you might be able to bounce it around.
But, you know, there's a prime example of a
Yeah,
revenue opportunity,
yeah,
and because 11 million visitors a year.
yeah. We should put a state-run dispensary right down there.
There you go.
Oh, no, Massachusetts, it's already legal, so that wouldn't work. We need to put it somewhere else.
Yeah, they're hitting Massachusetts first on their way up.
Right.
Thank you
All
for
right, so
your
I
work.
won't take up more of your time, but let me know if I can help.
Thank you, Chris.
All right.
It's great stuff.
Thank you.
Have a good
Yeah.
night.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Have a good night.
Come again. Next thing is Will's zoning fees.
So the printout that I received talks about items that are changed in red, but
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
That's
just-
okay.
I just read
no,
that.
I know,
It is on the bottom of the second page where it says compliance letter, permit extension, permit amendment, $25. That should be in red. That's the new, the
permit extension, permit amendment, $25. Okay,
correct.
thanks.
I just was.
So
like-
this was the existing one, he added that,
Yeah.
right? Okay, thanks.
Yeah. And the driveway permit. Should we add the deposit to that on the very bottom?
or the $300.
Oh, yeah, whatever it
It was
was,
$300 with refund of $250.
Right,
yeah.
it needs to be updated, right, I just had that note too.
I can send it to him once,
Yeah,
because that's on that.
Is that what the other thing's called? Is a driveway permit? I thought it was a right of way.
It is right of way, yeah. I
What's
think
it
that's what
called?
I think right away, right? Isn't it somewhere else?
Access slash
Number
right
9,
of way.
yeah, it's on our list here, number
Yeah.
9.
I think most people just say driveway permit because
Access.
most times it is a
Yeah,
driveway. I think it's
right.
just-
Right,
how
Oh,
about
okay,
an
so this,
access
so,
permit?
so
Oh,
that's what,
access,
access to town road, so that should be clearer on this permit application, what
Yes.
that exactly is, application for access.
could use the
slash
same
right of
verbiage
way.
that's on this one.
Yeah,
on
so
number
let's
9.
use
Yeah.
access slash right of way.
So then that amount of money would be,
50,
I'm not sure what the 20,
I think it's
He was just
in here,
right. So now it's 50 with the 250
Will is
deposit.
only working on this first part that you're looking at right now. I don't know that he has any idea that we have switched.
Oh,
That
okay,
we're doing a new
that we're doing,
access right away.
aha, okay. So we can kind of combine the two efforts.
okay, so I'm confused.
So-
What-
so
there's-
this will be,
Will is asking for permit extension, permit amendment to be approved for $25. That is new to this form.
Okay,
Will doesn't know that we're working on the access right away form. And have changed.
oh, okay,
so I'm sorry, I'm just
I'm sorry,
confused what the relationship is between these two things.
There is none right now. Will is
Correct, there
Will
is
is doing this first one. He does not know that we have already discussed the right of way number 9. So we're saying we can combine the two efforts, and is that right?
No, wait a minute, this is getting totally mixed up here.
Okay,
To my knowledge, when Jeff or Alman issues a access permit, he is paid, they do the paperwork, they write it all out and stuff, so I'm not sure why the zoning administrator is getting involved in road issue.
so this driveway permit is something completely different, you're thinking, we're saying?
Well, we
It might be.
give the road commissioner power, say you come, say, Jeff, I want access permit.
Right,
He goes and meets with you,
takes a look at it, right?
he does the site thing, the level thing, he
Right,
does
right,
the
right.
paperwork, the A 71-6 standards. When he gives you the permit, you're supposed to notify him when you're gonna start construction. He's supposed to review it when it's done
Right,
and sign off on it. So I'm not sure where the zoning administrator's playing a hand in this.
so
Yeah,
the question
I'm not
is,
sure if I'm explaining it right.
no, I understand exactly what you're saying, you're right, Jeff was talking
I
about.
think it
this.
shouldn't even be
On
on,
this form.
So this driveway
This
thing
form.
might be something
Yeah,
completely
just-
different?
it's completely different, it shouldn't be,
Okay,
under the, permit application fee.
so what is the driveway permit then?
Following fees.
What- what is
Well,
this-
actually,
what
this is a town-wide thing,
Right,
so maybe,
What's this a permit for? What's this application? You apply for a permit for what?
well,
To build?
to build or modify new homes, accessory buildings. That's an administrative permit. Permits requiring a hearing, multifamily, commercial or variance.
So this is for
Permitting,
building.
yeah, signs, we've got subdivision, so this is a town list on the town website. And so I'm, even though
I
Will
think,
has a lot to say about what to suggest about the fees for the, the top 5 or 6, 5 categories. He doesn't really have anything to say about the access or right-of-way permit. which is administered by the
Road
road foreman.
But this is not an addition. This was already on this. So for some reason, this is already in existence. So maybe we need to
Yeah,
go
so
back
we'll-
and ask him. Like,
I
what-
am. Kim there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when a driveway application is submitted to Jeff, he gets a fee paid to you and he turns it in a check, correct?
yeah, usually we get the fee and just send him the paperwork, but it's a $20 fee. We write it down. He knows it's been paid and he does his thing.
$20.
Now, my next question is, does Will Goodwin give you a check, separate check?
For access permits? No.
Yeah.
No, he
For
doesn't.
building permits.
Well,
For
he's got,
building.
he's got a driveway permit. Access to town road listed here, $20.
Well, that's basically what we do. I don't know that it's a will thing as much as it is our permit fee schedule. Unless he's given you
So-
something to make a change, I'm not aware of that.
I think what you need there, maybe I'm wrong, is you need a paragraph there stating highway access permits go through town road foreman. This is
Okay.
just information,
Yeah,
something
Okay.
along that line.
agreed.
I see what this is. This is just something to let people
Schedule.
know what are the fees for various permits
Mhm.
in town? And one of the permits people need is a driveway access or
Mhm.
access, whatever we're calling it, access to the road.
But
Um,
it should be stated that it's a highway thing and not under the zoning
I
administrator.
agree, so that
Well-
sentence of explanation or something.
Yeah, and what it should be, am I right, that it doesn't say that these permits. If I was just reading this as a citizen, I would, all of this, any one of these permits, I would be bringing to Kim,
Correct.
because it's the town of
Weston.
Weston.
Right,
It's not Will
or Jeff.
or Jeff.
But that's what's happening now,
That's
right,
what
Kim? They're coming to you with
Checks
this?
are made out to the town of Weston.
Right,
Correct.
and for access and right of way, that would also be to the town of Weston, right?
Right.
So Kim is the gatekeeper on this thing, right?
For the
Town
money,
clerk,
yeah.
Yeah, and gets the permit or hands out the form for the permit. And then Kim gets the form that's filled out either to Will
Or Jeff.
or to Jeff. So,
So,
should we say on here that,
All applications should
all
go through
applications
Kim.
should be submitted to the town clerk?
I've rarely had it go anywhere else.
right, so they all come in
So
your door.
unless someone has called Jeff, called either Jeff or what's his name directly,
Well,
but they always bring it back because I have to handle the payment.
right,
And it's an oddity for it to happen that way.
Okay, but that's, sure, it would be odd to have it happen, but it might happen, so having a sentence of explanation here isn't gonna hurt anything. All
It's whatever you
applications-
want, and it's your form. It's just on the website for the public.
All permit applications should go through the town clerk.
Yeah,
You need just that sentence.
yeah, just, right.
And then that last item, driveway permit or whatever, should read instead, whatever another title
yeah,
is.
whatever. We,
Will.
Application for access right of way.
right, and should have this fee schedule in it.
And the fee schedule should change.
Yeah. Whatever it's written there.
It's over here. Or it was
Yeah, I
here.
lost
Oh,
track of it
right
there.
here.
Then it
Three.
goes to the highway.
Yeah.
300 with 50 back.
250
250 back.
refundable.
I'm sorry, that's right. I just was making us extra money.
Oh, that's okay.
I might need it.
Keep going. So Shauna, did you get that? Good. Cause we're really confused.
Yeah.
over
Wrote it down
here.
in my notes and I will rewatch it.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Great.
not sure if you're watching it well, but yeah.
All right,
So are we happy with the access right of way permit in item 9? Because we could dispense
Knock
with
it
both
out.
of these. If we like that, the fee schedule that Will did, and we like the 300 with 250 refundable. We could vote for the whole thing and get the,
I was gonna raise a question on you. I wasn't here,
yeah,
but being as the caliber of people that will be applying for access permits and stuff, I really think it should be recorded on the deed, so if it isn't completed, the town has some leverage to make them record it, because
make them complete it, make them complete it.
make them complete it.
Yeah.
Because if you say refund them, what the hell's $250, $300 to some of these people?
Hmm.
They pay it, yeah, we got a driveway in, I'm not gonna do all that, to hell with the $300.
and then and so they may have done the job wrong. And it won't get inspected. And that's to your point. And then they sell the property and all of a sudden.
They've got to do the job.
There's no recourse for the town
Right.
to correct the improper job.
Well, so the discussion was, it was $50 and they got 25 back, or I mean, it was very
Right.
low, and we decided to raise it to 300,
Right,
just thinking that would be more valuable.
Right,
to
but
some
Denny
people.
is saying,
That even that's not. gonna be
even that
valuable.
might be enough, for some people, they don't care.
Yeah,
They'll just eat the 250. But then,
we had talked also about compliance, didn't we say something about compliance and who would be able to check it, and would there be a penalty if someone didn't, like a stiffer penalty, but we didn't.
well,
We
that's
went
that's
with this
Denny's
instead.
point.
Yeah,
The
right.
stiffer
We went to this
penalty
instead.
is, you can't, when it comes time to sell
You
your
can't
house,
sell your property until
you can't do it until
it's corrected.
it's corrected. If
So how do
if
we-
it hasn't been inspected, you've gotta have it inspected before you can sell the house.
You would put a thing in their deed. Driveway application was issued. And then later on. What's the sign off date on the driveway application?
Yeah,
And if it isn't there. That gives, somehow you get somebody to word it right, I'm not gonna word it, but.
Yeah.
You imply that if they don't have a completed access permit. Sale can't go through because there's a lien on it, is that right?
That sounds fair to me,
Yeah.
actually.
Wait, I'm sorry. So like the idea of there would be a lien on it as far as like when, for example, when the taxes are being paid, like the 3rd of October, there would be like something within like per year that these people did not finish the like the access permit like correctly. Is that what? I'm a little confused. I just want to be
No,
clear.
Katie, what
I'm sorry.
driving
I'm
at
sorry.
is-
I apologize. I just
No,
wanted to
no,
clarify.
I'm having a hard time explaining it the proper way, but
Putting a lien on the property, yeah.
it puts a lien on the property, so if they go to sell
So
it.
like similar to like a tax late lien.
but it's not on the taxes, it's on the sale of the property.
It's on the
so-
sale of the property.
Right, so that it wouldn't affect the annual taxes, although that's an interesting idea, Katie.
Well,
It
that's
wouldn't
no, that's
affect-
something. It was like how can we coincide these things like so Kim can catch it like on that day. So like
It's not a bad
so-
idea, it's better than
but no,
leaving
like
it.
per property, kind of like clustering and bringing together these different things. So being like, oh, this wasn't followed up on. I mean, I just don't know if that's possible or how that works. It just was a thought.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could go decades
Right. and-
before.
Well, yeah.
before
Right,
work
right.
would
No, that's the whole thing. Is like,
Yeah,
is
and
it
that's
just
not
too much here at this
helpful to
point? Like,
anybody.
yeah.
I don't think it's too much. I mean, how many of these do we get a year? That we can't take a look at it on a yearly basis?
Well,
I
I
don't-
mean, isn't it ultimately like what goes down to what Jeff was saying? It's like a safety issue, right? It's the access of right of way, and it's about plowing and how things are inconsistent. And it causes issues when it comes to the safety of plowing, the town employees, but also, we're not trying to have it be like the wild, wild west around here, but, also it doesn't need to be, so I don't really know. I just,
So how
as far
many,
as,
how
as
many,
far as far as this, I feel like it really, we started having this conversation because it was a safety issue that Jeff raised, right?
Well-
And I just wonder how that kind of like all plays out. And I guess I'm just riffing right now.
There's one house being remodeled in town, they changed the driveway, and it does not apply to, the A71 standards, but we don't have a leg stand up.
Right,
Okay, so how many-
because no
Why?
permit was applied for. They just
But-
did it.
But is there an ability to then say, because you didn't apply for this permit, now there is a penalty because you didn't go through the parameters that we are setting?
That's what we were originally talking about, right?
Because yeah, I mean, like, I guess I don't mean to like repeat or but I guess I'm just curious when it really just comes down when I remember Jeff talking about it's just ultimately a difficulty for them and their jobs, but a safety issue and causes destruction to properties because they're not going hand in hand with state
Right.
regulation.
okay, so we're looking for some way to regularly check to make sure that this, A, that a permit was applied for, and B, that the work was completed, that the permit was issued for. Yeah?
So,
And-
yeah, I have a question. So
Completed according to the rules.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So right now, someone builds a house, right? We have regulations on how high that house goes, blah, 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 all that, right? It is driveway, and I'm ignorant here, so please, is driveway part of that? Like, when we approve the plans for the house, we approve, right, that the height and all that sort of
Well, the
stuff.
houses aren't always built on accesses. Like lots of times, I'll get a access permit,
For
and put in
existing,
a driveway for logway,
existing. Okay,
so.
okay. So I was just
So-
thinking,
so-
whether,
No, sorry, I have a quick question. Like, for example, Denny, I'm gonna use myself as an example in my house. When the flood hit, our driveway was washed out, but we were, just different people were like, oh, let me come and I'll help repair your driveway. But the question is, and this is throwing myself into the bus, like, is my driveway legal? What's the access? Like, what's the base of that? And because we had stuff done through this kind of trauma that we've been through, did I not do the right thing by doing an access of like a legal access way of permit by going to the town and saying, we are changing the driveway? Or is it just like a natural thing where like you're just kind of like had to be done? I don't know. And I guess this is just me being like, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. I just I don't know. And so I guess that's my question about that.
Well, number one, Katie, you wouldn't come to the town because you're on a state highway and they govern that.
Okay, you're exactly right. Thank you for saying that. Okay,
Okay, but
clarifying.
your
No, you're right.
example
You're right.
was-
Yeah,
was
so you're right.
Your
Yeah.
example was good. It's a $64 question. Maybe you have to write a paragraph to exempt. Or put it in there that due to flooding, it has to correspond to current A71 standards or whatever, because like FEMA comes into town, they won't let us put in a lesser culvert and they'll only pay for one size more, bigger, even though sometimes it may need two. It's getting complicated.
Yeah, of course, and but that flooding scenario is a special circumstance. We're talking about your normal, in any normal year, somebody building a house or somebody adding a driveway.
right,
Right. I get it.
And so they have to have, they have to have a permit if it's new and they have to complete the work.
I think number one, for a place they'll need a new permit for access. And somewheres along the line, maybe you could add a paragraph when somebody applies for a remodel or zoning permit, that they have to check with the town road foreman if any work's done
The driveway,
to the access,
access, okay. Yeah.
something like that.
Right.
So where do we put that? Where
I
does
think
that
it's
paragraph go?
maybe we might be dealing with two separate issues here.
Mhm.
One is flood damage and repairs and stuff like that, and that's, you know, that's not what this
Yes, right,
addresses.
right.
This addresses somebody applies for to change driveway or for an access permit, and how do we manage that? And it seems to me, and we collect a fee, you get some money back if after the work is done, somebody comes and inspects it and says, yep, that's good, here's your $250 back. And it's a good question to ask if people just
Do it on their own.
Or don't do it.
apply for the permit. Again, we're only talking about people who apply for a permit.
Okay,
They apply for the permit and they just say, oh, it's done, I don't care about my 250, I just spent $3,000 putting in a new access to my place. And I'm just not worried about getting it inspected. How do we deal with that? Do we charge them a surcharge on their taxes every year? Or do we wait until they sell the house? Those are the only two alternatives I can think
Yeah,
of.
so where are the regulations about permits? Where are they listed? Do we have, is it a municipal code or something?
There's a B, is it B or A 71 standard highway? Should be a form.
They're all included in the permits, I don't know the name, but they come from the state highway. And so when you print off the application online or when you get a package from,
But what tells you you have to apply for a permit?
oh, I don't know.
And also, I have a question. How does it go into like the handbook of the select board?
Contractors, you know.
Because it's a state law, or it's a
Just a
local
second
law.
here, we had two people speaking.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
I apologize. No, I apologize.
No problem,
Please.
Katie. What'd you say?
I said, how does it, I guess that when you're asking about like where like the purviews, like the bylaws, like on exactly what needs to be done, but
Yeah,
where does it fall within the select board manual about where the select board's kind of strength stands? What is it tasked to us within the select board manual on how to implement and regulate these things? I guess I'm just that's another thing to look in as far as maybe there's a bylaw or something like that applies to this to be a little more clear.
there must be a regulation written somewhere, right?
Yeah, Kim's got a question.
So we have the zoning regulations that are on the website. And if you just go to the tab for residents, you can click on zoning information, and listed below there are zoning checklists, fees, and application. And so my first statement is I would highly recommend that perhaps you review that checklist, because it does have a very short blurb on the access permit, and you could add additional information there. It does need to be changed from the select board to the road foreman. But you also have our zoning regulations that are there. And those zoning regulations state right in the beginning that the intent is for orderly growth and development. So we have zoning regulations. People often call for them. And I think it's based on the Vermont Planning and Development Act, referred to as Act 24 VSCA, Chapter 117. So we have those zoning regulations, and people who are interested in developing or finding out what the town requires call and ask for them often. We do have a checklist that goes along with that application, and it's basically back on the back of the fees often when we're printing them, and that's where you could add your information.
Thank you,
Okay,
Kim.
so, yeah, that's really helpful. So.
Thank you very
so I
much.
would-
You're welcome.
So I would suggest that we look at that and decide if there's some place there that we can add some way to enforce
Mhm.
these regulations.
Yeah.
Both to get people to enforce the fact that people need a permit and enforce their completion of the work in an acceptable way.
And then this would fall on to Kim as the town clerk to implement and collect.
Well, maybe, but that's.
Maybe, that's the other side, is like, you know,
Yeah, who's gonna
Anyway,
do that?
who's
Yeah.
gonna do it? Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't want to put it all on Kim, it's just another thought, and I guess it's just, you know, the more you kind of
It's something.
dissect
that
it,
has to
it gets a little
be
more
thought out,
complicated.
and when you wrote on paper 2 or 3 times for somebody.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Make sure you're doing it legally.
so I'm feeling like we just, because we need to get this, something done here.
Right.
And we're talking about improvements on this form we've been talking about. And, you know, enforcement and a lot of other issues. But I think it would be, we'd be doing the right thing to implement this policy of a $300 fee with a $250 rebate. If you follow you know, if you get the inspection and all that stuff, and deal with these other issues later.
Agreed.
Right,
and
I
so
agree.
We've got this.
Yeah, we got something going.
We've got something going, and then we'll, because all these are good points, but, you know, I'm afraid if we try to really burrow in and solve them, this is gonna be not done by the end of the year, and so.
Thank you, Jim, I appreciate that.
That we just approve this application for access right-of-way permit as written, and work on updating it in the next couple of months.
Yeah, so we put the other one on the long list.
Second.
Yeah,
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Okay, so that's the access permit.
Yeah.
Now and we've already talked about correction or addition to the
Zoning fee.
list of the permit fee list, which was,
Yeah.
that
The zoning fee.
permit application schedule. The one that's sideways, this thing.
Yeah.
So we talked about adding down at the bottom, correcting the name of that, is
Yeah,
that a driveway
and-
permit, and changing the fee.
right, which isn't a will thing, it's a town thing, so that upgrade will go into this, and then I think we ought to approve the fee structure that Will suggested as well.
Is that a motion?
Yes, I move that we approve the fee structure that Phil,
With the
that,
exception
uh,
of the driveway permit piece. Am I right?
absolutely, yes,
As
he didn't,
corrected. As amended.
As amended.
right. So that's
Second.
my motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let's see,
Minutes. So next.
yeah. Can we get this, signature of the town minutes out of the way before I bury it and forget about it? If we approve these minutes of the town meeting, Katie, can you stop in and sign them?
Yeah, I can stop in tomorrow.
This is, town meeting minutes.
We have approved them before, but the signatures were
Oh, okay,
wrong, so we just need.
so I move we re-sign the,
I don't think we need a
minutes.
motion, we just do it.
Okay.
Administrative task, not a regulatory task or something, I don't know.
God, you are good,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
right.
telling you.
So now we have minutes of the last meeting.
Yeah, I've got, couple of comments. Was the, on number one of the tractor with a sickle bar, was it a sickle bar mower or a gooseneck mower that can do the, you know, the, get into the ditches and over the,
Gooseneck.
yeah,
Here though.
yeah.
But
Did-
we talked about sickle bar, I don't remember
We did.
gooseneck.
Yeah.
I don't remember a
Yeah.
gooseneck mower, actually.
Well, I don't either, and I think these,
Let me,
yeah,
a sickle bar is attached to a tractor and it slides alongside the road. And so when you wanna make your second pass, you have to put the tractor out over what you just cut. And same with the third. So then what happens with the sickle bars is you are running your tractor tires up the ditch and could be caving in the sides. If there's small stubs from where the sickle bar cuts off brush, they can puncture the tires. With the over the rail mower, they can go up the blacktop, set it for 4 feet, go next pass, tractor still on blacktop, set it for 8 feet, third
Right.
pass.
Right, but nobody we're looking
Yeah.
at the minutes now, we're not talking about what they're gonna buy. We're
right,
talking about the minutes, and there was no discussion at the meeting about a gooseneck thing.
No.
We only talked about a sickle bar, so
I agree, but I
so
just wanted to raise that.
to confuse.
To confuse things. And then, the other thing I wanted to do to confuse things is the broadband internet access. This is what I think I said. And, because I don't think we,
Well, let's finish the sickle
Yeah.
bar thing first.
Sickle bars are-
Sorry,
Well, there's no
The-
correction.
The
to
notes
Yeah.
are accurate.
no
Sickle bar
correction,
notes are
they're accurate, okay. But then on number 9, the key was that the Deerfield Valley Communication Union District has said they're not doing anything in Weston because it's too expensive. And the minutes don't reflect that. So this is what I wrote. And I think it reflects what I was trying to say, but maybe not what I said. So
That's smart, got it.
okay,
Well, didn't we put some money into that? That Deerfield?
no, we put not a nickel in there from the get-go because Mr. Davis was skeptical about their ability to deliver anything, and he was joined by Mr. Linville in that skepticism. And sure enough, they've just decided to, abandon the end of the line. So they're not gonna do anything for Weston. And I think that's what I'm saying in my rewrite of that. It doesn't say that they're abandoning Weston in the
You're right, it
minutes.
does not, right?
But I'm pretty sure that's what we said.
I have no
Alright,
problem.
so let's give this to her.
I can change it.
You did say something.
She's got a copy of that. And so, okay, anybody else have any comments?
Thank you for correcting that.
So this is on the signature page, so we'll just
Yeah,
Yeah,
do it at the next meeting.
Okay,
so if nobody has any other comments, I'll move to approve the minutes with,
as amended.
as amended, which
I
does not
second.
include any change to paragraph 1. Just that, I think,
All those in favor?
like,
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, number 7's a grant. I guess it comes through every year, but this year there's a still substantial increase in the amount of money.
We usually get around $17,000, which is what we got, like 17.5 for this grant, which is the grants and aid. So that's the Boynton Road that we've been, I believe it's Boynton Road that we've been talking about. that Jeff and Linda Donnelly have looked at. It's a grant that we get every year. This is just stating that the agreement for next year's grant, they do it all before. Next year's grant is not $17,000, it is 29, which is bigger.
And if you know, our matching kind will be 7250, so that's an item to put in our budget when we,
Mhm.
And what was it last year?
I don't know what it was last year.
Last
I mean,
year-
just asking if that went up as well as the size of
I
the
think
grant.
a grant in kind is a percentage, right? It's like
Last,
30% or something.
it's like an 80-20 match usually.
Yeah.
Last year's grant was strange because when we started doing the work and then the flooding happened. So no one got to start 23's work because of the flooding. Mainly we do these grants in the summer. It involves like roadside ditching,
Sure.
things like that. So 23 didn't get started because July, we had all the flooding, so we're just doing flood. So the state combined 23 and the year of 24. So we meshed them together and did Landgrove Road. So it's hard to tell.
Doing it in my head, it's 25%.
That sounds about right.
Right. Good math.
So there's
So-
no project picked yet for this. It's just,
So this needs one signature.
I move that we authorize Denny Benson to sign this standard grant agreement.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Alright,
Aye.
All right, you have a generator maintenance contract here.
So I was confused. There are two contracts. I'm assuming one is for the garage and one is for the,
one is for the little school and one is for here. The garage,
Oh, here.
Jeff said that they were gonna do the same.
They don't
They just
need it.
sent me a blank one, because they didn't have the little school's information, which I emailed them. I will fill it out. It is the same,
okay.
yeah, exact same, right?
it's the
So,
exact
so they're
Same
giving
price.
us two separate contracts as opposed to putting it all into one
Yeah,
contract, which is
which-
what we asked for, wasn't it?
totally.
Okay.
They
So-
said that they just have two,
So
And
no
this-
discount for multiple, huh?
I guess not.
That's what I was gonna ask. There's
So I
no
was
discount,
wondering,
okay.
yeah. So the garage doesn't need it, is what you're saying, right?
Jeff's taking care of.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Because first year or two, all they're gonna do is change the oil filter and change the oil on it.
yeah, you can do it, okay.
No, I meant out here even, too.
Right. So you're not real happy about paying $419 or
No,
whatever it
no.
is. Yeah, right. I could see that in your face.
Well, 840, I would say.
Right, 800 and whatever it is, yeah.
38.
38. I mean, I don't know what the conditions are. Do we have the town road crew?
Do this
Does-
one
does it-
too?
Isn't
All
Jeff
these
having a
stuff.
hard time keeping the generator going at not having it going, but isn't that part of the issues that he's just overextended?
He's the one
Jeff.
that told you they don't need it, right? Or-
Correct.
That changing the oil and putting a filter on it takes maybe an hour.
Well, I think we ought to approve these two. So I'm gonna move that and we can decide not to or not, but
But this also gives you like priority if there's an issue, is what they're saying. I don't know if
Well, yeah, I
what that
think it-
really means. I don't
That's
know.
their standard.
I don't
bill
know.
sale.
yeah.
I don't know.
I just like the idea of having, I mean, it's a
Something.
little school at the town office. And we ought to,
We want them to work.
we want them to work when the time comes,
And
so.
we're using this company because they
They
Installed the
this
one
one.
out
they
here.
installed the one out here. Is there another company we could use that would give us a better price? Didn't you look at other things?
We looked at some other ones and either didn't get quotes or they were higher.
We haven't gotten quotes back,
We reached out and we got nothing, okay.
same as.
Did you, there's an outfit called Deerfield Valley. You wanna check them?
And what's there's a George's generator service or Paul's generator? I can't remember the guy's first name.
It is, I think George, I think you're right, I think it's George or
Oh, whatever.
it's something.
Greg? I'm not sure.
Brookfield Service,
Yeah.
yeah, they service my generator. But I know I
can ask
gave
him
them,
again, yeah.
I gave you their info, but if they didn't,
Gary's generator
Gary's.
service. Gary's generator service.
I haven't, the only, so HB or sent that because they installed this. I can send the RFP or make an RFP.
Well, I agree with Jim that it's important that the thing is working, we make sure it's working and we don't wanna lose track of it as to there's nobody here at the town office who's responsible for changing filters and checking the oil levels. We could ask somebody from the town garage to do it, but that seems
Yeah.
excessive. So we want
Good
them
enough.
maintained. We would like them maintained at the best possible price. Now, in terms of an entire town budget, $500 versus $819 or $38 is not a big difference, but it still might be worth looking at some other prices. That's my thought.
You need to vote on it now or table it till the next meeting.
Table it.
We should get
That's
some
fine.
other, right, get some of the
That's
quotes
fine.
and then move forward.
And if you
worries.
don't get any quotes by the next meeting, then
We
we'll
can
just,
approve
we
or
can
vote.
talk about it again. Go out on the street with a can and collect pennies. Support our generator.
We did 9, yeah.
I think we beat this pretty good before, but
Yep.
somebody's gonna write up 2 or 3 different things and come up with something we can review later on. Is that my take on it?
yeah, we basically approved that, but we're gonna
Put it in long
Add
range.
some teeth to it.
add some teeth and maybe opposable thumbs and all that. And the Maggie Foley thing is next. She has been the consultant to
Mhm.
the Flood Resilience Committee and has also worked with,
I put her letter on the table.
yeah,
I read it. You sent it out, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you sent it out.
and
This is not.
she's
Hold
helped
on.
the
Where is it?
us monitor the well, the things that we would
I
be
don't see
looking to have her do for the rest of this year are monitoring the project, the river project progress, which is the dam and the
Over there.
bridge. Priority projects,
Is
which
that it
could
right there?
be,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. There you go.
which could be, you know, almost anything. But the Weston Volunteer Fire Department and the Playhouse Building represent big chunks of that. Having some kind of researching, funding and implementation for a flood early warning system, like they're talking about in Texas.
Yeah.
Because we're at the head of the watershed and, you know, this, I think they call it, River Aware, is an organization that's been set up with a bunch of monitoring stations but none of them are relevant to us. I mean, it's just, hey, it's, you know, like looking at the weather, and you just,
Right.
you know.
If you look
So
at
she
it,
could look for different, help us research other.
Exactly.
Monitoring
The
systems.
Monitoring systems, getting our
Alert.
own monitoring system, figuring out how to notify everybody in town. I
alert
mean,
systems, yeah.
do you want your phone to light up, or, you know, how, I just don't know, but I just have a feeling that we ought to,
Yeah,
you know, that's something that we ought to keep moving forward. And then consultation, facilitation, research for the Flood Resilience Committee, and that would include helping you, Shauna, in projects like that, so,
Grant applications.
yeah, grant writing, blah, blah, and, so not to exceed $10,000. I don't think she will come close to that. She's, in the letter she mentioned, it's probably likely gonna continue into 2027,
27,
and
yeah.
and maybe by then we'll find another grant like that MTAP grant, which is what funded her,
Up until
her
now.
work, up till now, so.
So I was confused in her letter where she says, she's, she says, based on the level of previous support, this agreement would provide support to the this is on the second page, the first paragraph, compensation. She says, $120 an hour, not to exceed 10,000, based on the level of previous support. This agreement would provide support to the WFRC through the end of calendar what, and likely into 2027.
Oh, I'm
And
sure,
then,
yeah,
and then she says, in her contract thing, she says, August to December 25.
I didn't catch that on her contract piece.
Oh, yeah, it's Roman numeral 7 on the second page of her contract. This agreement shall constitute the entire agreement between the parties and shall remain in effect from August 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. So I was very confused as to
That's a
how long she
contradiction.
was proposing to work.
I did not catch that.
yeah.
I mean, I think she's incredibly valuable, and I would approve. I just think we need to get the dates
Clarity,
clear as to
yeah.
when she's
My
willing to work.
takeaway from that, and that's a really good point, but is that we're authorizing no more than 10,000 for the rest of this year. And then we'll look at it again in the beginning, in January 1. And if they're unspent funds, they're just unspent, and
Okay,
it'll be
that's
a
your
new
take on it.
agreement.
I just think we
Yeah.
need to be clear on,
Okay.
is she looking for will she be looking for another agreement in December, or
Yeah.
or will we still be under the same $10,000 thing? And I would also add, you know, we were talking, or Chris mentioned the idea of a disaster reserve fund.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
interesting.
And she might be able to provide some interesting research on that, you know, what other communities have done
Mhm.
I'm
across the
sure
country.
everybody's looking at that now, right? I mean,
Yeah, so, you know, how much you put in each year,
Yeah.
what you can expect to have to pay out, maybe even something about the stockpiling of materials,
Yeah.
Denny. She could help just advise us on some of that.
Well, when we started the bridge fund, we got it up to close to $1 million.
Yeah,
Then we figured that we'd put it on hold for a while, but now it looks like it should be increased some. But the other thing I'm gonna say is, at a meeting at the Walker Farm, I got up and said, and I got scolded for it, but people coming up with these new ideas, fine, bring the new idea on the table. Also bring along how you're gonna pay for them.
Mhm.
We don't have we didn't put $10,000 in our budget for this.
Mm.
How are we gonna pay for it?
mhm,
Don't say we'll find it someplace. I need definite answers.
mhm.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this case, it might mean that we, I mean, this isn't budgeted money, so we'll go over budget if we spend.
I don't
that
like
10,000.
operating that way.
Yeah,
I do not like operating that way.
yeah. Well, I hear you, but
Her, you know, her great value, I think, she's of great value to the Flood Resilience Committee, but she has also been and will continue to be even greater resource for the for the fire department and the Playhouse as they're trying to figure out how to restore their,
Right.
and, you know, the fire department's really important to the town. I mean,
There's an ROI
Let me
with
go
this,
back
right?
a little
I mean,
further. I had a discussion with Jim earlier this week. He wasn't happy, I wasn't happy. But he has sat there several times and said that this dam and bridge would not go through unless it was fully funded. Then on the iPad here a while ago, from Wyndham Regional, there's a chance for a grant, 75%, and town takes a bond for the balance. And I do not like getting led into traps like that. If that had been acknowledged first, and I says, if it gets there, I'm not supporting any of it, and I will raise a stink with everybody. It either is fully funded, but the other thing I don't like is that grant was written and signed and sent off before the select board got a chance to review it, because there was questions that weren't answered, and I've been told by contractors it's not possible for that money. So this looks like it's another one of these things where, oh, we'll get it started. Oh, well, voters that started, we gotta have the money to finish it.
but
I don't like that stuff.
I thought I had heard, I
yeah.
thought I had heard here that this was to start the process, but along the way, we would have the ability as a group to stop it if it got to
Back
a
up.
point, if it got to a point where there was money involved that we needed to add that hasn't been approved, right? Isn't that where
Are we talking about
The grants.
The bridge and the dam?
this is what we're talking about, I believe, right? Talking about
Right,
the bridge
what
and the
I'm
dam.
trying to lead up to is that we get led down this road. Oh, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, then all of a sudden there's a change. And the voters get stuck picking up the tab, and I don't think that's right.
Well,
I have a question. Sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
if you don't mind. I apologize. Sorry, do you want, Jim, did you want to say something?
no, go ahead.
And I'm obviously learning here, but is there really like the idea of doing this dam and the bridge is that it's going to take the high water mark from 5 feet or 6 feet to 2 feet, right? And it'll save the village area.
That's what they claim.
That's what they claim. But no,
Well-
so you're saying, Denny, is that they're offering now, and if we don't get the FEMA funding, that it would be then that they would pay 75% of what it would take to have this done, and then we would be stuck with 25% of the bill. But that's undetermined, right? Because it would be fluctuating.
No,
Is that what you're
where is it?
saying? Am I wrong here?
no. I think we're talking about two different things here. The
Okay,
first thing
sorry.
the first thing, no, it's not you. I think it's all of us, Katie. The first thing is these river grants. If we get them, the money that has been applied for will have been approved by FEMA. And that money apparently is there. And we have the amount of money that they applied for in those grants were based on these 30% engineering studies. Which, and those are, they are incomplete, they're broad brush, they're probably not exactly what's gonna happen. But it enabled them to do, and they were happy with this. Wyndham Regional, who applied for these grants, were happy with those numbers. And it was like $1.6 million for the bridge, which I thought was a little low for the bridge. And it was just barely north of 2 million for the dam, which I thought was higher than I expected for the dam. But those are the numbers. And if we get approved for that, then we will get that funding, and they will do the rest, the other 70% of the engineering studies. And so just, sorry, to back up, we'll either get our approval or not sometime first quarter of next year. So January, February, March, sometime in there. And at that point, they'll need another almost a year, probably a year, to complete those engineering studies and turn them into basically that have been vetted by the town. So the library and the select board and everybody in town can make their input, and the volunteer fire department, everybody can put in their 2 cents, and we'll either come up with an acceptable project, 2 acceptable projects, one for the town, the bridge, one for the community association, the dam, or we won't. And if we do, then, and the funding is right, then we do the project. If we don't, then nothing happens.
So we have the ability to just stop it along the way and say,
You say, we don't, you
We
can't
withdraw our
do,
application.
we withdraw the application. We don't have that ability
No, no, no.
with the community association, because that's their property and they are doing that, but we have that authority as a select board with regard to the bridge, because it's our bridge. So it either happens or it doesn't. Now, if it does happen, great, I'm happy. We get a free new bridge, that's great. If it doesn't happen, now what do? It turns out that it's possible that we can get a congressional earmark to do these kinds of projects. It's not definite that we would, it's not, but we could apply for those. Problem is that congressional earmarks require a 25% match on the town. We don't have to do that. We can leave the bridge alone. We can buy a new bridge ourselves. And so can the community association. The community association can say the hell with it. If you aren't gonna rebuild our dam, we're not gonna rebuild it. And that's a problem for the community association, because dams have to pass inspections and they have to be upgraded, and theirs got upgraded just before in 1999 or something like that. And it was a 20-year, it would cost them almost $700,000 at that time. And that rebuild had a 20-year lifespan. And you can do the numbers, it's 25 years. So are they gonna have to spend another probably $1.5 million in constant dollars to rebuild that dam? I don't know, but that's their problem, that's not our problem. Our problem at that point, again, we've got the bridge we've got. We have no money from the river grant to do anything about it. Now what are we gonna do? We can do nothing. We can just leave the bridge. Or we can rebuild it out of our bridge repair fund, or we can apply for the best deal we can find. And maybe that deal is a congressional earmark. And so we'll have to pay 25% of that cost. But that's completely up to us.
and that's completely separate from.
And
the
it's
other piece.
completely, it's separate from the dam, and it's separate
Got
from,
it.
well, it's not separate from the river, because if the river thing goes through and we get the money, then it's 100% paid for. So it's,
All right,
Well-
and also, so this is going, this is going back, like, we're talking about back to Maggie Foley, right?
Yeah,
And just to circle back. I just wanted to say, like on a side note, and as a like a Shakespeare aside, I really appreciate what Shauna has said about Maggie's input and how she's invaluable to her. And I just think that's an interesting point that I took away with me like a month ago when Shauna said that. And I think that that's also like something to meditate on and think about in the realm of comparison to the person who's helping us keep us all together. And
One,
that's
one of my big things is I ask questions and I get blindsided, I get no answers, so.
and the thing is that Denny, like Denny, your perspective is so valuable, and you have such a history and such a wealth of knowledge about this stuff that, you know, I think we're all kind of like on a learning curve right now. Well, you know, except for Jim, because you know
I'm learning all the
curve
time, too.
the curve is it. But I think I wouldn't have known whether to even think about these different questions that you're asking, Denny, and I think it's a really a respect to the town and you know a fierce protection of it. And I think I just appreciate what your thoughts are, and I think it keeps us open to discussion, right? And it keeps us pushing the boundaries a little bit. And but going back to the Maggie Foley thing, just to circle back, this is going back to what Linda was saying, the contract of like how long what are the dates of what's going on, and like is there a parameter just for right this moment? But I tend to lean on what Shauna said because I trust her. That if the person who's keeping us all together finds her invaluable, I don't know how we can argue with that. So and I'm done. Thank you for listening.
Kim has something.
Kim,
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate that we have been paying Maggie Foley for her work for the flood commission out of the bridge fund. So it's not going to, because it's been flood related and bridge related, and that was the hydraulic study that she was assisting us with. And I think that was the rationale in paying her out of that, some of which has been paid for, a lot of which has been paid for by a grant that we have yet to be reimbursed for.
Is
And
that the MTAP grant?
yeah, that
Kim?
was the 50 grand. So we've had a very good you know, we've had limited overall exposure for paying her. We've done it out of the bridge fund, which we will recoup. And I realize it's not in the budget this year, but she seems to be a valuable resource that we could continue to pay from the bridge fund this year and then perhaps budget a bit more to offset that in next year's budget. If it's 5 grand or 3 grand or whatever the case may be.
Cool.
I'm done.
Something to consider.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Kim. Good
She
to,
is
it's good to clarify and know.
invaluable. I mean, you would all be dead in the water. I don't, with what she's doing, it's way over my head. I have no idea about
Sure,
reaching out to these companies and
right, the connections that she has
And
and
grant
she
writing
knows
the way
which
that they're
direction to go
doing it.
in. And I
correct.
assume that the
I mean,
flood, what's our,
Flood Resilience Committee,
thank you, that they would probably feel the same way, I assume.
absolutely.
Uh,
I move that we approve this. Actually,
With the date
I
change.
think we should go back to Maggie
Yeah.
and get some clarity on the dates.
Yeah.
But I would move that we approve this.
I second that, pending clarity on the date and payment.
Yeah,
all those in favor?
Aye.
Nay. I would like you, Shauna, start keeping track of when we add money that we haven't got. And see where it adds up at the end of the year or all the time. Because what's happened is at different meetings, oh, well, we got a little extra money here, we'll do it here, do it there. And it's kind of like the list where we give money away.
oh, the appropriations.
Yeah, when I first started, it was $53,000, now it's well over 100,000. And these things just grow and grow, and people just don't add the numbers up. They just write the check, they don't add the numbers up, and it's mind-boggling the way some of the stuff goes.
Denny, I agree with you that we need to be, I mean, our whole job is to be fiscally responsible, absolutely. And I completely agree that we need to be very careful, and I would love to see that list from Shauna as to what we're overspending in particular, or not even in particular areas, we're just overspending for things like Maggie Foley potentially. But I also think we need to balance that with the value to the community and the value to the welfare of our constituents, and see where we stand with that. So
And there's an
I'm with
ROI
you.
with something like this, right? There's a return on that 10,000 or whatever it is, so.
Where's the return coming from?
Because the grants that she can get towards us, right? The grants that
Yep.
she's helped us with.
Alright, so we'll go by questions.
So that is me. I did a walkthrough of the Hart property, which is 790 Vermont Route 100 today. I signed off that it's vacant and empty. His closing is going to be on the 29th at 11 a.m. We'll need someone here to sign for the town. Katie did it last time, which if she's available would be great. And Jake,
Yeah, I'm happy to do it again if nobody else, if nobody else is jumping at it.
Yeah, I'll be, won't
You're gonna be
available.
in, you're gonna be away. Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
that would be great. He will be here in person, so it won't be like the last time when it was just the lawyer and us. Mr. Hart will be here.
But it will be right at town hall, same
Correct.
place.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Meryl Bent will be here virtually, because
She'll be, she's already reviewed all the closing documents and said that they were fine, and she will be on call if we need her. She said she came to the meeting last time in person, but it went so smoothly, and she has expressed that they did a great job preparing everything, that we can pick up the phone and call her, she'll be in her office, but she sees no need to drive here again to do that.
The question was raised, Shauna raised it earlier with me tonight. Jake is want to know what his share of the tax bill is gonna be and how much the town's gonna eat on this one. So somebody's gonna have to come up with a number for him, basically.
And Kim, maybe you can help explain this a little bit better than I.
Right, so the only thing that we have right now is last year's tax bill. And in speaking with one of my assistants who does closings, she said typically what happens is they just prorate it and then it is what it is. They don't go to an in-depth, convoluted method of finding out what the taxes might be down the road and how much he might pay. And that is what has typically happened when you don't have the current year tax bill. And so it would be 7 months of last year's taxes, whatever that might have been. You're only looking at potentially eating the education tax for 1 month, which would be July, because they're in fiscal 26. And then you would be looking at whatever the difference might be on the municipal, which I can't believe would be significant.
Right, but reason I'm asking is that he asked her about it, and I guess you've had some conversations. So everybody knows up front that there's gonna be a tax bill and he'll pay part and we're gonna eat the rest.
By eat
Correct.
it, you mean it's just money
Not
we're
gonna
not gonna
collect it.
get.
Right.
yeah,
Thank you.
and by the way, in perpetuity, because the property is
That's right.
going to be off the tax roll.
So that's
Gotcha.
3 properties that we're
that's-
losing.
Here we
Thankfully
are,
not.
talking about housing and we're destroying 3 houses.
Wasn't there, I think there's something in the did you read did anybody read the legislative report from the VLCT? There's something in there about municipalities being able to recoup the loss of property taxes to that have been taken over by.
I started reading something to that
Oh,
effect,
wow,
yes.
I haven't, is this like, the current use reimbursement?
I don't know what that is, but it was, and I'm sorry, I was skimming it
Yeah. it's a
because it
big
was so
document.
freaking long.
I know, but I did
Excuse
touch on
me,
that
I
too.
didn't really say that.
No, but it was
But
55 pages.
yeah,
Mhm.
but well,
Yeah,
anyway.
the Webster says that after 54 pages, it's frickin' long. It just is.
Anyway, there's something in
Yes,
there
there is.
about, so you remember that?
I saw something to that effect, but I didn't, but we
Okay,
should go back and
I will
look.
look for that because I thought, oh, we're losing some money.
Yeah, maybe
There,
there's an
maybe
option.
Oh,
we
yeah,
have to
we are.
recoup some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I will see if I can find it.
So that is the Hart property. Our third property is the Badman Philip Hershey property,
708.
which is 708 Main Street. That has been flagged as a property with known or potential contaminants.
Right, I read this.
So they are recommending that we do a phase 1 workup to identify.
Shona, is the you in this the town or the
Yes.
property owner?
Well, the town right now, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't charge the property owner if
That's
it's
what I was-
not us.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
Right now, there is
That's my
funding
question.
for phase 1 through, 800 different people, and I have to fill out 800 forms.
Ugh.
But I can do it for phase 1. If they find something, then phase 2 happens.
This person has not been paid out for their property yet. This
No.
has not
No,
happened,
He
right?
hasn't even.
So that's why it behooves us to
He's
do it
very
now.
far behind.
So we would do it now before that, because this person who should not be paid out until we find out what's happening
Absolutely.
here, because otherwise we're taking on that.
Correct.
Right.
Well,
but
hold on.
presume- Go ahead.
Sorry, I have a question. As far as the payout goes, so like we're saying, so you guys are saying, what I think I'm hearing this correctly, is that the property owner will have to pay for the phase 1 testing. But that
Not
will
yet.
not
They're saying
yet, but that will be then taken out of their payout eventually?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's the only way I can imagine it, is that this.
Any cost
will-
related to it.
Will have.
Right.
At the closing, there'll be 2 checks, and rather, unlike Stacy Fidel's
Mhm.
one where she just got all the money because the town hadn't incurred any expense at all on her behalf. But in this case, the closing, I have to imagine, will cause 2 checks to be cut. One to reimburse us for all our expenses regarding this stuff, and the balance will go to Badman's estate. I think we need to confirm that, because I would
Sure, I can.
hate to get caught out on this.
Me
Right,
too.
right.
The other thing you're not thinking about is we assume there's an estate with a positive.
What do you
What
mean?
happens if this person was deeply in debt and
Right.
they go to settle the estate and the values of the properties do not cover his indebtedness? Then we would be hanging out there. I think maybe it'd be worth dropping a dime through our lawyer, just to have her run it by the estate lawyer to find out if there's gonna be sufficient funds to cover anything we do.
Yeah, well, we know, assuming the house can,
We don't even have an appraisal on this house yet because we couldn't get in. He sent us all the wrong keys. This house is not empty, which I sent him 2 emails about. Like, none of this can happen until he starts opening the house and cleaning it out.
which he has disregarded whatsoever.
Well,
So
I don't think we ought to do one step until we've got the keys and the house is cleaned out.
Well, how does that go hand in hand with we're supposed to meet up on the 29th and then sign off if it doesn't clean anything out?
Different house.
Different house.
Different
I'm
house, Kate.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
You're right.
This is the bad man house. The 29th is the closing on the.
Heart.
Thank you. I crumpled my segues. I apologize. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, I'm just
No,
thinking
it's good.
ahead,
Yeah, it's good to ask it, that question, yeah.
Oh, it's a great question.
because there is a lot of people out there that are in debt well beyond their.
But if I understand the sort of the hierarchy of paying off debt, when an estate sells an asset, the estate does not get the gross proceeds of the sale, they get the net proceeds, whether they're solvent or not. So we still
Yeah.
have, we have a claim, and we could, I suppose, we could even write a lien
Yeah.
against that property for whatever our costs are in doing this stuff.
That sounds correct to me.
Yeah.
But I think, Meryl, we ought to get some, then you're absolutely right, we ought to get an opinion from Meryl on this.
These other two properties have gone really easy and I don't think through any fault of his own. I think this guy has found himself in this very strange situation where his
I grant you that.
mom's boyfriend's death has
Yeah.
left him a home that he's never been to. But
And how late in the procedure are you able to file a lien when they're settling in that state?
yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think that's what
What is it for?
we
Well,
call Meryl Ben
It's
about.
questions I'm asking.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, those are
This
great
one has left,
questions.
when I got this the other day, I was
Best
like,
question
holy
is the one you
smokes.
don't know the answer to.
Yeah,
That's why we have lawyers.
Yeah.
yeah.
They've made themselves indispensable.
They really have.
All right, so
Passes
I
all the
will
laws
ask
in the
Meryl.
country.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
Alright, stormwater master plan.
All right, that is also me. So, and I can get the exact date, but I can't it was last year, or maybe the beginning of this year. A woman from the state, I believe, came in saying that we should take advantage of free stormwater, the stormwater master plan. So that is something where I was under the impression that they were gonna come to Weston, drive around, take a look at some areas, and then maybe meet with the road commissioner or the road foreman and look at some problem areas. This is not for flooding. This is for like a large rainstorm that comes in and like the runoff water, like where that's going, things like that. So we said,
So
sure,
as you said, like
start it.
Burton Road and
Yeah.
So
there was a couple.
Greendale and you,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they have looked at, maps and have picked out spots. I'm not sure if it's on the meeting minutes that I sent.
Yeah, it
But
is.
there are. So I joined a meeting thinking that it was going to be like a bunch of towns, but it was specifically Weston, which was great. I got a lot of information. This is another big thing. This is, they wanna identify
18.
18
Yeah.
problem areas and then, propose some options on how to fix it and then, do the same 30% design, look for some grant options. This is another big thing. I spoke with Jeff Yersha about it. He seemed a little bit reluctant, saying like, I have a lot on my plate.
The question I have is, how did they come up with the number of 18?
I don't know, I thought that was a strange one too.
This kind of looks like,
The other thing.
Myself.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything we need to get involved in.
The other thing is, I do feel like it's a lot of private property that they wanna look at, so I didn't know how that would work. You know, they wanna look at the Weston Rec, they wanna look at some spots on Johnsonville Road, they wanna look at, you know, so I had some questions about how that all worked.
So, I would be interested in Jeff's opinion about how big a problem stormwater runoff is in Weston and whether. I mean, fabulous if they wanna come in and do the work and pay for it, but do we really, I don't know
Right, I don't
what
know, that's
extent
what I
we
mean,
need
like,
to
I-
have it done.
Yeah.
Correct.
And on the first page,
So he wasn't part of
my
this.
recollection that the village of Wells River,
Yeah, I circled that.
is that just
I
a
think it's a
typo?
typo.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
think it's probably a form
Not a-
document that
Yeah, maybe
he
he would
uses,
just-
and sends it to every town
Yeah,
and forgot to change. Wells
So this is
River to
all
Weston.
from Watershed Consulting, right?
Yes, and
Why did they choose, are they going to every town
there's
or,
a bunch of towns that have signed up for stormwater.
so did we sign up for this or they came to us? This is what I'm,
They came to us and we said, yeah, we'll take a look, and
okay,
then we had a kickoff meeting,
okay,
and this is the result of it.
more in depth
So
than what we thought.
Watershed Consultants is a private firm.
Correct.
which
That
has
is
been retained by the state.
correct.
Oh, I see,
That's what
okay.
I think,
Oh,
yeah.
retained by the state, I see.
You're not sure,
Yes,
Jim?
I'm not sure.
But you are,
I'm pretty sure.
oh, pretty sure, okay.
I can confirm. It does seem like a big undertaking. I just don't know.
I would like to know Jeff's opinion about, I mean, you said he seemed reluctant, could he come and talk to us about how big a problem this is and?
Yeah.
And whether, I mean, Denny's question about 18, is that, you know, they've sort of surveyed Weston and they say there are 18 places, or is it 18 places in every town of Weston size?
Right, yeah, I
and in
don't
a
know.
bigger town, there's 25 or whatever, it'd be an interesting question to
We
ask.
can ask Jeff first meeting in August.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, his first couple of sentences, the program is free to the town, if the town is willing to participate in my program, will select a consultant and pay them to create and what an unfortunate acronym, SWAMP,
Yes, I know.
in the simplest
Yeah.
you know, I keep thinking, we're gonna clear the swamp. Potential donors, projects that the town and or other partners could pursue funding for. I don't know, I think we have to be careful that we're not,
What we're getting
Treading
into.
on private.
well, we're not overburdening people like Jeff. But I don't think we're gonna spend any money on this other than
yeah,
wait,
Other
you
than
know.
have the list of problem areas and.
Well, and have Jeff or some of us, or who knows who, spend a lot of time on this and nothing happens.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to know what the connection to the state is.
Yeah, so on the
Who's
front,
profiting from
this guy Hank Ainley, right? He works for the Clean Water Initiative Program with VTDEC, right?
Mhm.
So he's the guy that's introducing this,
Yes,
and he works for Vermont DEC, which is, I'm sorry, I remember,
Department of Environmental Conservation?
I
Yeah,
think.
Hank,
So
well,
he's the one that's pulling it together, right?
yeah,
Is that
these
right?
are the guys,
Okay,
state of
yeah, yeah,
Vermont,
okay,
state
right.
of Vermont, Weston, and then
Right,
consultants.
okay, got it. So you had two people from state of Vermont and two people from the Watershed Consulting
Right,
and Shauna.
going toe to toe with all of them.
yeah, I was
You
like,
go, Shauna.
I was really prepared for that one.
Shauna's the wrangler.
All right, let's move this on to the payroll vendors, please.
Okay. So I'm gonna move approval of payroll check warrant report number 14, $10,675.79.
I second.
I'll get put together here. lost in the paperwork here someplace.
Wait a minute, there we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, underneath those.
All those in favor?
Right,
All right,
Aye.
steal your pen too, Jimmy. And then I am going to also move that we approve accounts payable check warrant report number 14 in the amount of $50,007.01.
Second,
All those in favor?
I,
all right.
Aye.
And by the way, that 22.9 of that was the roof replacement for the fire department.
Oh.
That's true. Oh, yeah, I would like just, can you just pointed out that Katie, is it right that your dad died 1 year ago today?
No, it will be the 26th, Christmas in Weston in July. It will be the day, the 26th will be the 1 year anniversary of his passing.
Oh, by God, if you're there at lunchtime, I'll buy you a hamburger.
Thank you. I will be there actually. My
I'm
mother,
sorry.
my mother and I, we have some family coming up, and we got 8 tickets to the show and
Great.
family, and we're just gonna
Very
make it a
nice.
new day. We're gonna make it a new day.
Good,
Good move, good move.
Well,
New
But
day,
you
new
know,
you.
it's
we'll be thinking of you.
it's creeping up really soon, and
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been almost a year.
Yeah,
My mistake, folks.
Moving forward, everything's
Yeah.
fine. I'm awesome. Everything's great.
yeah.
All right, so old and new business. I talked to
Don't
Jeff
we have
about the
this?
spot up on
We're gonna,
Oh, yeah,
we're
you
gonna-
got it. Yeah.
155, and he was not enthused about it. He says would cost quite a bit to get it in there, and he says it might even be damp. And he says by the time you get it all done, the state will turn around and put a burn ban on. He says you'd be better off selling the land and putting the money towards a chipper.
So the spot on 155 was a place where we were gonna,
Clear out.
Be able to
and make a
burn.
pile for the
oh,
town.
perfect. Thank you, right, okay.
Well, so how much does a wood chipper cost on average?
All depends the size of one you get. They
Oh,
can
right.
go from, one we might need be 60,000-70,000 on up. They're not cheap.
Okay.
I left word with Jeff about the engineer he had on the bridge up there. I've got no response. As I mentioned earlier, I talked to Aaron on Sunday or Monday, and he said that Monday they were gonna fix the floor. They put a moisture meter in the beam
This is in
and
the little school?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
in the beam down cellar, and they'd reduce the moisture content by over 50%
Great.
with the blower and stuff. The only thing told Shauna is I gotta, one of us gotta get hold of him and figure out what we have to do in the winter to close up the vent he installed on the northern end for the winter time, but
Mhm.
we'll see how that works, and we'll know how much it costs next meeting, because you'll put a bill in. So, other than that, we got number 13 if you wanna go to it.
Let's do it. I'm gonna move that we go into executive session according to 1 VSA section 313A3.
To discuss
uh,
employment.
to discuss an employment application.
Do we have to vote on that?
Do
Uh,
I have to, do we second that?
Yeah,
I
I
second it.
think you seconded it and we need to approve it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just give me 1 second. Figure out.
Are you gonna call me?
I got no problem doing that.
All right.
Okay, so we're out of executive session, and I'm going to move that that the select board recommends to Jeff Ursha that he hire, that we recommend to the road foreman that he hire Nick Dorr for a full-time job, pending Jeff's input on comp.
Second,
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'm also going to recommend, move that we recommend that Jeff meet with, that we approve of
Jason.
Jason
Hitchcock.
as a full-time employee pending Jeff meeting with him and interviewing him and and agreeing on comp.
And if there's not money in the budget.
And if there's enough money in the budget.
Second. Oh, you're seconding. I'm sorry, go
You can
ahead.
third.
Discussion?
I'm tired.
We're all tired.
Yeah.
All approve?
Aye.
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 Oh, sorry, it runs so late tonight, but not very
Our
good.
latest meeting yet.
Sure. It's all right, going good stuff.
Well, during your tenure. Katie.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's real,
But
real,
this is a
real,
late meeting, there's no doubt.
this is baby steps right now, baby steps.
Anybody
Um,
want this?
What is that?
Is that is that Denny's phone number? Just joking.
No. This is Jason's. I don't think we ought to be leaving this floating around.
Let's not, agreed.
It'll be almost 3, yeah, will be 3 weeks.
August 12th.
Okay, so have we adjourned this meeting?
No.
Okay, I move adjournment.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So next meeting is the 12th, right?
Yeah. And recording stuff, right? Die.